So the next thing I want to do is I actually want to make these menu items up here actually real menu items. So if you go to Live View, if my user clicked on my portfolio here, it would actually take them to my portfolio page, which may link them to Specialization Studio work and design implementation work. Or if they went to my portfolio page and they clicked on Specialization Studio, it would actually take them to my Specialization Studio section of my page. Because right now if I click on Resume, About, or Home, it's not going to take me anywhere. It's kind of a dead link. So how to link things on a web page. So right now I have my home selected here. I have my Spry menu bar item. So if I click off, I notice down here there's nothing. If I roll my mouse over here and I click on this blue tab, my Spry menu bars are selected again. So while I have this home item selected, I need to actually put a link inside of here. And I can manually just type one in here, or I can browse out to it. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to click this little folder button here. It says browse, and actually browse out to that menu item. So I want it to be the index. I'm going to click OK. Now my About page, I don't actually have an About page. So if I click out here and I go About, there is no About page because I haven't made it yet. But you know, I pretty much know what it's going to be. So I'm going to click Cancel here. I'm just going to backspace that out. And I know it's going to be located inside About / remember that relative pathing. And I know that I'm going to name it about.html. And I know that because this was part of my planning process. I knew that I was going to have a folder called About, and inside of About I'm going to have a page called about.html. I haven't made the page yet, so I'm kind of just ghosting that information in there. Do the same thing with Resume. And I knew that it was going to be named that because remember we planned that out. I'm going to have one for Portfolio and Contact. Portfolio. And then I'm going to have one for Contact. And then inside Portfolio, I'm going to have one for Specialization Studio. So what would this look like? Well, it's going to be located inside Portfolio and in a folder called Specialization Studio / Specialization Studio.html. And Design Implementation is going to have the same thing. It's located inside Portfolio. And remember, everything that you type in here, the path is relative to where that index file is located. Design Implementation. Okay. And then once that's done, if I go to Live View, these will actually go somewhere, but if you click on it, it'll go to a dead link because the page doesn't exist yet for it. So we actually need to make those pages here pretty soon. Alright, so some other things that we may want to have in here is, let's just say that we want to have this link to maybe our college page or something, or your company's website. So let's just say that test 1 is going to be linked out to our company website. So right here where it says link, maybe we want it to have it linked to our college website. So you can tell people where you graduated. So we'll say apdesign.k-state.edu. And when I click off, we can see that it's linked. And right now, anything that's a link is this blue color and it's underlined. We'll change that here. I'll show you how to change that here in a few minutes. The next one, test 2, let's just say that, if they really, really like our stuff, we would like them to email us, and they really want to email us because they really do like our stuff. And the link, to create an email link, we type in mail to : and our email address. And now if a user clicks on this link, it'll open their default web client and they can send us email. And the third one, let's just say that they really, really like us and now they want to be able to find us on the web. So we say, well, we're located in Seton Hall. Well, they don't exactly know where Seton Hall is located at. So if we open a web browser, we can actually go out and maybe go to google.com, go to Maps, and we can do a search for Seton Hall, Kansas State University, Manhattan, Kansas, 66506. And there it is. So all we have to do is copy this link up here at the top. So I'm going to copy that, go to Dreamweaver, and paste that into links. And there it is. So if they click on this link, it should take them to the map, link number 3. Link number 2 will take them to their email client. We'll open up their email client, and in the to box, we'll automatically put our email address in there. And link number 1 will just take them to our Kansas State University website. Now one thing that we need to do is we need to format the way that these links look. So I'm just going to click in one of these, and right now it says format none. I've hit the drop down. I'm going to hit page properties instead. And here where it says link CSS, this is the links cascading style sheet. So this is the rules on how links should look. And right now the link font's going to be the same as the page font. The size is going to be whatever the size of the page font's going to be. The link color doesn't have a color assigned. So let's give it a color. Let's just say that we would like all links to show up to be, I don't know, maybe some sort of green color. Maybe that green color. Maybe rollover links will turn maybe this reddish color. Visited links will turn gray because you've already been there. And maybe active links we'll just say will become white. And underline style we'll just say never underline. Let's move this box out of the way because I'm going to click apply OK just to see what this looks like. Click apply. And we can see that link colors are now green. Rollover links are this brown color. So let me just click apply OK. Go to live view so we can see what it's talking about. So when I roll over the link, see how it turns red? And when they visit it, supposedly it's supposed to turn gray if they've already visited that part of the site. So I'm going to get out of live view. I'm going to go ahead and save this. So this page properties area gives you the ability to format a lot of things that are on your page. So this is kind of like, let's just say, for example, I highlight one of these and I need to change this. Going to this page properties allows you to quickly format. If something is not in here that you need to format, so let's say we went to links and some setting is just not, located in here, and that's when you have to actually go to the CSS styles panel. So our cascading style sheets is going to allow us to really customize the way that our website looks, a lot of the style sheets, because these are the rules that are driving, for example, this header 1. So let's just say we want to do something a little bit more interesting with our header here. It's kind of boring, it's not as interesting. So if we go to live view, what would be really cool is if it had a little bit of a drop shadow behind there so that it stands out a little bit more, because right now it doesn't really stand out. So let's get out of live view, and I'm going to select this header 1. And I'm going to add a property to header 1. So I'm going to click on add property, hit the drop down, and I want to add a drop shadow to my text. We're going to look for text shadow, or something along those lines. Here we go. And then if I hit this drop down here, actually what I can do is just hit this button right here in the middle. So if I click on that, we can set some values. So I'm going to start with a 5, make 5 down the line. X offset, Y offset, blur radius will be a 5. The color of our shadow, I'll probably make it a black. And right now we don't see it, and that's because we actually need to go to live view to actually see it. And there's our shadow. It's a little bit too intense for me, so I'm actually going to go back to my design view here, and what I might do is give my shadow a bit of a transparency, and I can do that by changing that 4th number in here, maybe to 0.5. Let's see what that does for me. Back to live view, and it kind of pulls that shadow back a little bit, so that looks a little bit more better. So that is how you can add a shadow to anything that needs to be having a shadow to it. So again, these cascading styles here allows you to really customize the way that your HTML pages look.